inside the Apache 700 motorhome. First we will come to the main control panel. To turn this on, just come to this button here and the system will come on. Directly beneath that we have the water pump, so we need the water pump to be on to be able to get water out of our taps, flush the toilet and fill the boiler up if it's been drained. Next we have battery selection. If it is illuminated in blue, as you can see, we're using the vehicle battery to run the habitation end, and when it's not illuminated we're using the leisure battery. Also, whichever battery you've selected on here whilst you're hooked up to the main supply is the battery you're charging. Next we have awning light, and then all other information is then given to us via scrolling. So if I go back to the beginning, so this is a Sargent EC300 control panel. It's displaying the time and the current temperature. If we now start going through, we can set an event. An event is just a countdown timer. Anything you want to change, you just arrow into to set. We can set a wake up alarm. So again, we would arrow in and turn it on and off just here. And we can set the time we wish the alarm to go off. We have clock set. So again, arrow in to adjust. Tank heaters on and off. On this particular van, there are no tank heaters. This is, at the end of the day, a generic control panel. External temperature. Again, we do not have a solar panel on this vehicle. Battery current. How much water is in your waste tank. How much water is in your fresh tank. Condition of the vehicle battery. Condition of the leisure battery. And then back to the beginning again. Beside the main control panel, we then have controls for the boiler and for the heating. The two switches in the middle are literally just lights. So if we want to heat hot water on gas, we come to this switch here, and if the rocker switch is in the middle, we're off. If I now flick it up, we're now heating hot water to 50 degrees, and if we're flicking it down, we're heating hot water to 70 degrees. If it fails to light, a red light will appear in the window. Main reason for it not lighting is the fact that you've run out of gas, your gas bottle is not turned on, there may be air in the system, or if you have not removed the flue cover from the outside. Next we have the heating on main supply. So on the space heater down here there's an electric element in it. So if I want to use that, I turn this dial here. Just see if I can get a better angle. There we go, that's better. We're currently off. If I now flick the dial up, we're now running the electric element on 2 kilowatts. If I rotate it back from off to the lower part, we can run it in a low 500 watt setting or a 1 kilowatt setting. Gives you this option mainly dependent on the ampage of the site you're on to stop yourself from tripping. We then control the convection on the inner dial, with 1 being the coolest and 9 being the hottest. We also have, if we now go across to the other side to the travel seat area, the consumer unit. We have our trip switches, so we have the 3 individual MCBs, the RCD and the test button just there, and then we have all the 12 volt fuses just there. They are all numbered up and then correspond on this sticker just here. Along the top here we have isolator switches. So this one here is for the water heater. So if it's turned off, the water heater will not work on main supply. This one here is for the space heater. So again, if I turn this one off, the controls I've just shown you will not work. Battery charger on and off. We want to leave that one on because we want to be charging the batteries up when we're hooked up to main supply. And this one here will illuminate in red if you have reverse polarity connected to the van. If you do come across reverse polarity, these Sargent units make it safe and will reverse it for you. Buttons along here are exactly the same as what is on the main control panel. So we have battery selection, lights on and off, water pump on and off, and then the 12 volt on and off. These also come with full system shutdown, so if you're not using the van for a few months, you can press this black button here and it will shut the system down, stopping any residual draw on the leisure battery. Directly above this is the max view controller for the sat dome on the roof. To use this, just press the button and it will come on. To do a scan for a satellite, just press the scan button just here and bear with me, there we go, and it will then commence searching for a satellite. Once it has found a satellite, the green light will stop strobing as it is at the moment and it will then go solid. If you have a television with a built-in satellite decoder, all you then need to do is go to the TV point at the back, so it's just tucked up in here, and plug it in to the satellite connector and then into the back of your television, and then activate the satellite mode. If you are going to use a decoder, obviously plug the decoder in up here and then plug your decoder into the back of your telly. To turn it back off again, just hold the button back in and it will then turn back off. We have storage literally just underneath these travel seats here, and underneath us, this one here, we also have storage, but we also have the location of the leisure battery. So the leisure battery is just located just here, as you can see, and sitting on top is the main 20 amp fuse. Also in here are some gas isolation taps, all in the on position, and I always say they can stay like that. I always say smell gas, go and turn the gas bottle off. But this one here is for your heating, this one is for the fridge, and this one is for the hob. This fan comes with a 3 burner gas hobs and 1 electric ring. It is very simple, just push in, twist and press the igniter. And if you're using the electric one, it is just done on this one here, and the red light just comes on to let you know it's in operation. Exactly the same operation with the grill and the oven, just literally push in, twist and press your igniter. There we go. As you can see, this one also has a light. Next we have the Dometic fridge, on and off on this one here, we then have main supply, gas and 12 volt maintained for when you're driving. This is currently running on mains. If I now press this one, these fridges automatically light themselves on gas. Next we have 12 volt maintain. If I press this one at the moment, we're going to get a warning because the engine is currently not running. So as you can see, it's flashing red here and we're getting a beeping noise. If it had failed to light on gas, you would get the same noise, and this works as a gas reset button. So if you think you might have a little bit of air in the system, just press this and it will try again. Temperature control just here, and then to open the door, push down and then open, and to turn the unit back off again, just hold the button. Next we have the fire. If you're going to use the fire on gas, just come to the knob here, push it down and then twist and then let go, and usually you can hear it whoosh. If you can't, you can also check for the pilot light just here. These ignitions are not hardwired, they do require a battery, and the battery, if I can just get down here, is located at the base of the unit, just here. Alright, and then if we go back up again, regardless of whether you're using the fire on gas or electric, this part here controls the circulation fan that blows the air out of all your air ducts. So we have manual, and then we control the fan speed just here. If we just want the fan on high, we come to this one here, and then this one is automatic. This is not used on this model of van. You do have to have a second thermostat added. If we then go into the wardrobe, you will see the small table and pole that locates in the hole in the floor just there. And if I now lift up this part here, you will see the back of the fire, and tucked in here, very difficult to see because it's a bit dark, there are two gas isolation taps. One is for the outside barbecue point and the other one is for the boiler. To heat your hot water on main supply, come to this cupboard here and you will find the controls tucked down at the bottom here. Very similar to the gas one by the habitation door. It's a rocker switch, so if it's in the middle it's off. If I now flick it up, you'll get water at about 50 degrees, and if I flick it down you'll get hot water at about 70 degrees. And then the boiler itself is located under this bench seat here. So located just here. The boiler drain valve is located here and is currently in the closed position. To drain the water, just flap it up like so, and to fill it back up again, close it down. Make sure you have water in the fresh water tank, turn the water pump on, and then the water pump will then reprime the boiler. When draining down the system, so when you have drained down your fresh water tank, your wastewater tank and your boiler, I always advise that it is a good idea to then open up all your taps like so, because in the event of a harsh frost it is less likely for the pipes to freeze and expand and split. Next we have the washroom. So we have the shower just here. And the basin and the Thetford cassette toilet. On these Auto Trail models they have a fan built in underneath the cassette, and filters can be added. So when we press the flush button on this particular model, the fan will begin to flush first, and then when we press again it will then flush. Indicator just here. If you do not want the fan to spin, you can pause it by pressing it. And then to open to the cassette, just open on the grey lever just here. In this van we also have an omni-vent fan. To use this, wind the mechanism just here to put the roof vent up. Then turn the unit on this button here, and then we have arrows out for extraction and arrows in for cooling. So if I continue to press extraction, it will speed up, and if I now press the opposite, it will slow down, and then the blades will stop, and then it will begin to draw air in. And then turn back off again, and then always make sure that the roof vent is down for travel. We also have a Daewoo Eco microwave in this van, so it will work on main supply. To use it you do need to press the Eco button to wake it up, and then it behaves like any normal microwave with the quick start, etc. Stop.